What up, Money Buffs? I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jonah.
And you're tuned into the Cash Compound's 2 cents on the movie Becoming Warren Buffett. We're going to rate the film on our money meter, let you know if it's financially fresh or a waste of your wallet.
Or maybe a bad bet for your Benjamins.
A sad use of your Sacagaweas.
What about a dumpster fire for your dimes?
All of the above.
Yeah, so anyway, this is where we'll go over our thoughts on the movie and key scenes that stood out and anything else that we can relate to.
Also, we'll take a look at the financial actions in the movie.
And we'll let you know if the movie's even worth your time.
So, silence your cell phones.
Grab your popcorn.
Sit back and enjoy our video. This week, we watched Becoming Warren Buffett. If you haven't seen it before, we want to let you know that this video will absolutely contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it first. And if you have, but it's been a while, we'll give you a brief summary before we jump in.
Becoming Warren Buffett is a little different than the other movies we had on this channel because it's a documentary. Warren Buffett himself is discussing his life, and we get a glimpse into the personality of who he is and the work that he put into to turn Berkshire Hathaway into what it is today. We also get first-hand accounts of the significant moments in his life and growth from his friends and family.
Becoming Warren Buffett came out in 2017. It has a 7.5 on IMDb, and it's listed on Rotten Tomatoes, but doesn't have ratings. Seems there aren't as many documentary critics to pull from for those metrics. So, Jonah, what stood out?
Okay, so I think the very beginning, right? So when Warren is talking actually about his breakfast routine, he gets 3 different meals from McDonald's, and which one he chooses each day is based on whether the market is up or down. If it's up, he'll get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. It's $3.17. In the dock, though, the market's down, so he actually ends up going with the sausage McMuffin with egg and cheese, and it's $2.95. So basically, he chose to save 22 cents because the market is down.
I'll have a sausage McMuffin with egg and cheese.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you. And I tell my wife, as I shave in the morning, I say either 261, 295, or 317. And she puts that amount in a little cup by me here, and that determines which of 3 breakfasts I get.
That scene was pretty cool because it sets you up for who Warren is as a human being for the rest of the documentary. And then what's also cool is at the end when he gives the majority of his fortune away.
That's right.
Billions and billions of dollars to charities.
My wife, Susie, and I had planned that whatever I made would go back to society. And originally, I thought she would outlive me and that she'd make the big decision on it. But since her death, I had to rethink the best way to get the money into society and have it used in the most effective way. And I had a solution staring me in the face.
It's fascinating because he's absurdly talented at making money, but it has no utility for him. He actually says the amount of his money he'll have spent will be quite less than 1%.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a spender, so it would be a little higher than 1% for me.
Yeah, at least 1.1%, right?
Yeah, that's good. Because this movie is a documentary, we really don't have to go over whether it's true or not, because it's about this guy, this man, his life and his accomplishments. And Warren Buffett himself is talking, so we've got to trust that he's telling the truth.
So the movie goes over his childhood, who he was as a kid, his talents and interests, how he developed his skill set. It also goes over early adulthood, getting married, having a family, a bunch of stuff. So the doc isn't strictly chronological. It hops around topics and key events kind of as it sees fit.
Yeah, there is a lot of good stuff to talk about here, and I'd like to start with one of our favorite words, which is compounding. Yeah, Warren Buffett uses a quote from Einstein that we actually use in our presentation basically every time, which is,
Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world or something like that.
in Buffett's case, he's looking at how your money should consistently and constantly be growing, and it seems to be the biggest thing was that he hated losing money.
It's a pretty simple concept, but over time, it accomplishes extraordinary things.
We're big fans of compounding. We like to see the money go up. We're not fans of seeing it go down. So we teach people how to create private banks, and one of the necessary components of that is to put your money in a place where it constantly compounds, that the growth always goes up. The compound growth is not interrupted. Our tactics for accomplishing compounded interest are a little different than Warren's, but we agree with him that if you truly understand how money works, you'll put it in a place where it's constantly growing.
I'm with you. I love the part in the documentary where he gives his 2 rules for investing.
Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1.
I love this so much. You would not believe how much I love this rule. I basically live my financial life by these rules. I also hate losing money. I talk to people all the time that choose to park their money in vehicles that will absolutely lose money, and they know that going in. Like, I wonder what Warren thinks about government-sponsored retirement plans, right? Those are investing vehicles, even though the majority of people somehow believe they're savings vehicles. They're not. And I don't know one person, literally not one person, that's never lost money in those. That's against Warren's investing rules. That's pretty interesting.
Inside of your own private banking system, you don't have to worry about losing money. So, bingo, we're following Warren's rule here, never losing that money, always going up, constantly compounding uninterrupted. So the cool thing is, of course, the cash value that you take out to invest is provided from the insurance company, and you can play with that. You can do those things that are fast and loose, but even if you pick a bad investment, your original principle is safe and sound. It's not lost. Big time play.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is right at the end. You mentioned this earlier, where Warren gives most of his fortune away.
Yeah, he gave tens of billions of dollars to tons of different charities. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
In my entire lifetime, everything that I've spent will be quite a bit less than 1% of everything I make. The other 99% plus will go to others because it has no utility to me.
It's important to stay grounded and not go overboard with how you spend. So it was cool to see him living just a very humble life, despite the fact that he has an obscene amount of money.
Yep.
But the great thing about having money is it gives you an opportunity to give it to things that you believe in. In Buffett's case, it was charities. For you, it may be a homeless shelter or tithing to your church. It's hard to give money away if you don't have it.
I agree with that.
And I think all of us want to contribute to something that's going to outlive us.
Yeah, leaving a legacy, right? It means giving something that'll be valued and treasured by those who survive after your death. We teach that too. We help families all across the U.S. make sure that they have the ability to do that for their friends, their family, their churches, their charities. Private banking isn't just about keeping control of your money. It's not just about compounding your growth. It's not just about never losing your principal. It's also about benefiting those around you and that those people that you care about after you're gone as well. And that's one of the many reasons that I love what we do. So now it's time to rate the movie on our money meter. It's the moment of truth, so buckle your seatbelts.
For me, this movie is absolutely financially fresh, and here's why. When you want to learn how to do something well, you learn it from someone who's better at it than you. So Warren's better than me at making money. And I don't really feel the need to make billions of dollars. That's never really been a goal in my life. But I can still learn a lot from his disciplines and practices that allowed him to make a fortune and not become a slave to it.
If you haven't watched the documentary, I would absolutely suggest it. You'll learn some principles to live by financially that could really benefit you over your lifetime.
That's all from us. We hoped this helped you determine whether or not you'll use your time to watch Becoming Warren Buffett.
Yeah, and we want to know in the comments if you're implementing a financial strategy that matches Warren's.
Yeah, and if you have a movie you'd like us to break down next, leave that in the comments.
From all of us here at the Cash Compound, we'll catch you next time as we give our 2 cents on another Hollywood classic.